Assalamu alaikum. Pakistan, Zindabad. The next world superpower. Power is rarely exercised in isolation. It flows through institutions, adapts to moments, and evolves with technology. In Pakistan, the most decisive outcomes have emerged not from confrontation, but from coordination. Between GHQ and Islamabad, and now extending into the global technology ecosystem, a complex civil-military interface has shaped security, the economy, and governance. Hosted by Mr Ali and Ms Ayesha, authored by Mr Zaheer Ahmad Meer, this is episode 49. Civil-military interface, GHQ, Islamabad, and the Silicon Valley axis.
Engine of governance in Pakistan. It's a complex and, let's be honest, often misunderstood intersection of power that really defines the nation's entire trajectory.
Now, this entire explainer is based on the incredible insights from episode 49 of the book, The Generals of Pakistan, written by Mr Zaheer Ahmad Meer. We're going to use his work to unpack how the most critical decisions, we're talking war, peace, and now the massive digital transformation, are really made in the country. It's not always what it looks like on the surface.
And this opening quote from the source material, honestly, this is the key to everything we're about to explore. Forget that simple idea of separate branches of government, each doing their own thing. The real story, where the real power lies, is at the interface, that point of contact between different forces that have to coordinate to govern effectively.
Okay, so to get started, we have to look at the traditional pillars of power. On one side, you've got GHQ. That's the military's general headquarters, the heart of the security establishment. On the other side, you've got Islamabad, the seat of the civilian government. For decades, and I mean decades, the entire political narrative of Pakistan has revolved around the push and pull between these two massive centers of influence.
But this relationship hasn't been static. It's evolved, and quite dramatically. It really began with periods of what you could call direct control. Think of the martial law eras, where the military was openly in charge of the state, no questions asked. Then things shifted. We moved into a phase of managed influence, or what the source calls the hybrid regimes. This is where you'd have civilian faces in government, but it was pretty clear there was strong military backing from behind the scenes. And now, we've entered what's being described as an era of strategic coordination. This is a much more nuanced relationship. The military provides calibrated guidance on key issues to ensure national stability, but without getting involved in the day-to-day running of the government.
So you might be asking, when does this interface really kick into high gear? Well, it activates during those make-or-break moments of national crisis. Just think about it for a second. When you're facing a grave threat to national security, or launching a major counter-terror operation, or maybe the economy is on the brink of collapse, a lack of coordination between the civilian and military arms of the state could be absolutely catastrophic. This synchronization is what prevents institutional paralysis, right when decisive, unified action is absolutely essential for the country's survival.
For the longest time, that two-way interface between GHQ and Islamabad was pretty much the whole story. But in the 21st century, a third, totally disruptive force entered the equation. And this wasn't a political party or another state institution. No, this was the global technology ecosystem, Silicon Valley and everything it represents. A brand new axis of power was born.
And this slide right here brilliantly illustrates the aha moment for the country's strategic thinkers. The leadership realized that the very metrics of national power were fundamentally changing, right under their feet. Future strength wasn't just going to be counted in tanks, divisions, and artillery. It would be measured in data, in code, and in innovation. The future battlefield, and just as importantly, the future economy, was going to be digital.
This new understanding created a new role for the military. Now, this is a really crucial point. Its purpose wasn't to take over the tech sector, not at all. Instead, it became a facilitator, an enabler. Its job was to help build secure digital foundations, coordinate a national cyber defense against foreign threats, and provide the strategic muscle needed to protect digital corridors, those vital data pathways for commerce and communication. It's all about backing the nation's burgeoning IT export industry. The goal was to create a safe space for civilian institutions and private enterprise to innovate and thrive.
Under the current leadership of Field Marshal Asim Munir, this whole approach has coalesced into a philosophy of institutional balance. The emphasis, according to the source, is on restraint. It's about reducing public friction, respecting constitutional lines, and using quiet, strategic influence, which guides outcomes without issuing direct commands, to foster economic and security stability. The message is clear. Real strength lies in stability, not in political spectacle. Of course, this new three-way power interface isn't without its challenges or its critics. This brings us to the future of this very delicate balance. We have to ask the tough questions about the risks involved and the path forward for Pakistan's unique form of statecraft. Is this coordination a necessity or is it a danger?
This quote just perfectly frames the central debate. On one hand, you have critics who worry that this deep level of civil-military tech coordination could lead to an overreach, blurring those constitutional lines and maybe even undermining civilian authority. On the other hand, supporters argue that in a volatile region and a complex world, this interface is an absolute necessity to ensure national stability and progress.
Navigating this path forward means confronting these challenges head-on. How does the state preserve the principle of civilian supremacy while leveraging the military's strategic capabilities? How do you integrate technology for national benefit without allowing it to become a tool of control? These aren't easy questions, and they require a constant, delicate balancing act to avoid institutional overlap and to ensure the country's democratic journey continues to move forward.
So the key takeaway is this: Pakistan's future is being forged in this complex space, the interface between the military's GHQ, the halls of parliament, and the lines of code from the tech world. It's not about domination by any single entity. As the source argues, it is, and it absolutely must be, about coordination.
And this leaves us with one final, vital question to think about. As Pakistan navigates the digital age, will this powerful interface be defined by healthy coordination that strengthens the state, or will it tilt towards a form of control that stifles it? The answer is going to determine the nation's trajectory for generations to come.